Hi everyone, welcome back. So today we'll be learning how to make this trendy ruched skirts. So if this look like what you like to learn, definitely continue watching. And then guys, please encourage me by liking my video so that it can actually get to a wider audience. Thank you so much for your support. And then if this is your first time of seeing this face, my name is Lillian. You're welcome. Please don't forget to click the subscribe button so that you'll be notified anytime I post a new video. So guys, thank you so much. Let's get into it.
So I already have my basic skirt here. So this is the front pattern. So I have, it's actually on foot. I drafted it on foot. This is also my back pattern. Okay, I'm going to explain what I did here. As usual, from your center front, you are going to come down by ½ inch. Okay, so just our way of drafting basic skirts. Okay, so I came down by ½ inch, though some do use 1 inch for the center front, so it's actually a choice, but I usually use ½ inch. Okay, though some do use 1 inch, just like I said. So from that point, I measured to my hip line. I usually use 9 inches at my hip line, and then from my waist to knee, which is 24 inches, and then I added extra 6 inches, as you can see. So ignore this line here, just make everything. You can choose to extend it actually. So I just added extra 6 inches. What I'm going to do now for the front is to cut off this ½ inch. Okay, so this is, so as you can see, this point I actually labeled as band. So this is actually our normal basic skirt, and then we are going to be adding bands to it. Okay, so I want to add a band of 1½ inch. Okay, so that is what I have here. So this is 1½ inch as my band. So this 1½ inch, I'm going to cut it off, and it's going to come back as my band. So hope this is clear. So guys, so hope this is clear. I'm going to bring in the back pattern. Okay, so this is my back pattern also. I also did the same thing I did at the front. I mark 1½ inch as my band allowance, and then my waist to knee 24. So ignore this line. Actually, I made a mistake. I marked 25 before instead of 24. So this is the correct answer. That is why you're seeing double line here. So my waist to knee is 24. Then I added extra 6 inches. Okay, so just like we did at the front, so I added extra 6 inches, as you can see. So what I'm going to do now, just like we did at the front, cut off the band. Okay, so don't forget to actually add your zipper allowance. Okay, so the type of skirt we are actually creating is not going to have any seam at the side. It's not going to have side seam, so that is why you are not seeing any side allowance. So hope this is clear. So the first step we are going to make now is we are going to bring in your center front. So I actually drafted my pattern on foot, but regardless, I want to show you what you're going to do first. So what you're going to do first, you're going to fold your front pattern into two equal halves. Open it up. Okay, we want to make sure that that center line is very visible, as you can see. So when you're done with that, what you're going to do, remember, like I said, this particular skirt we are trying to create is not going to have a side seam. So in order for us to take off that side seam, listen carefully, in order for us to take off that side seam, what we are going to do, we are going to join these points together. I hope this is clear. You are going to take your masking tape. So I'm going to make use of this transparent C tape. So what you're going to do, you're going to carefully close off at this point. Like I said, it's not going to have a side seam, so just carefully close off. So this is it. Okay, so when you're done doing that, what we are going to do, so why we are doing this is actually to eliminate our side seam, because we are going to cut together. The only side that is going to have seam is the center back. So what we are going to do, I'm just going to turn it over like this, and then you're going to bring back the other side. Okay, so bring the other side of your back pattern. So the same thing we did over there, we are going to do the same thing. So guys, so hope we are seeing this. So the distance of my camera is actually not too high. So I just hope we are actually seeing this. Okay, so we already closed off the down part, and then our hip and our waistline and our waist measurement is actually not the same. Our hip is bigger, so that is why we actually have this space here. So what we are going to do now, we are going to close this point off, and in order to close the point off, we'll need to slash this point. Okay, so we need to slash our both hip line and then close off at this point. So watch what I'm going to do now. Just take your paper scissors, come over to your hip line, and then open it up like this. Okay, so open it up like this. So when you open it up, what we are going to do, we are going to move it to your waistline. Okay, so just carefully close it off. So hope we are good. Hope this is not confusing. So after closing off this part, what we are going to do, I'm going to turn it to the other side. So we are going to also open up at this point carefully. We're also going to hold it together at that point with masking tape. So this is it for this. Okay, so guys, so hope this is not confusing. Next thing we are going to do, remember we actually folded this into two to actually get our center line. So what we're going to do, from that your center line point, we're going to go out by either 3 inches or 2.5 inches. Okay, so for me, I'm going to go out by 2.5 inches. Remember we already folded to actually get our center front. So just come over here, go out by 2.5 inches. So you can either use 2.5 inches or 3 inches, so whatever works for you. So I'm marking 2.5 inches away from my center front. So I'm taking it down. Then I'm going to use my straight ruler to create a straight line. So after creating this line, what we are going to do next, you are going to determine where you want your slits to stop, and that is absolutely your choice. That's 100% your choice. So this is my hip line. So from my hip line, I'm going to come down by either 5 or 6 inches. Okay, at least 6 inches is okay. Okay, so just like I said, your slit, you have to determine where it is going to start from. So you already seen my finished look, and then I came down from my hip line by 6 inches. Okay, so if you think is a bit too much for you, you can come down by whatever inches you want. Okay, so what we are going to do from this point, I'm going to go out by, I think I'm okay with 2.5 inches. From this line we created here, I went out by 2.5 inches. Okay, so I'm going to take my curve ruler. So watch what I'm going to do. So watch how I'm going to place my curve ruler. Okay guys, so watch carefully how I place my curve ruler. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead now, then I'm going to create a line. Okay, so I'm going to create a curve line. So my marker, I actually exhausted my marker, and this one is actually not showing that well, so I don't have marker anymore, so I'm just going to manage this. Okay guys, so hope this is clear. So from that point, just go out by 2.5 inches at this point, and then connect straight down. So hope this is clear. So when you're done with that, you're going to come over to this other side. So at this point, I'm going to go out by 4 inches. Okay, so from this point, I want that by 4 inches, and then I'm also going to take my curve ruler. Okay, so I'm going to take my curve ruler now. Okay, and then I'm going to also do the same thing. So guys, so hope this is clear. To do next, now we're going to label. So this is the left, and then this is the right. So don't mind my position. Remember, if we are going to put this on, we are going to raise it up, and then this particular side will be at the left. So don't mind my position. Okay, so what we are going to do now, we are going to take your paper scissors, and then we are going to cut out. So guys, at this point our slit stop, so I'm just going to mark that point very well. So mark the point where your slit actually stop very well, and then go ahead, and then we are going to slash to the end like this. So this is it. Okay, so this is it. So that we actually see this clearly, I'm going to move this other side away. Just watch what I'm going to do carefully. So you take your straight ruler, you are going to mark, okay, So we are doing slash and spread. So just randomly create a line as you can see me do. Okay, so guys, so this is it. So after creating your line, what you're going to do, you're going to come over here. So as you can see, our hip point, this is our side back. Remember, this is our center back, and then this point is open, so we cannot leave it like this. We are going to come over to the front. Okay, remember, this is our front part. So come over, this is our hip line, don't forget, this is my hip line. So from your hip line, we are going to open up. Then what you're going to do, you're going to come over like this, and then you're going to close off like this. So hope this is clear. Open up from your hip line and then close off the back hip line that we have open before. So I'm going to set this aside now, and then I'm going to bring in the other part of it. So this is the other side of it. So just like we did here. So let me bring this in. Okay, so just like we did here, remember we started creating a random line from where our slit started from. So that is the same thing we are going to do with the other left pattern. Okay, so what we are going to do, also come over like this, do the same thing. So after doing that, just like we did before, remember this is the hip line, this is the back. Okay, so this is our back, this is the other side of the center front. So all you need to do is to take your paper scissors, also open up at the hip line. Okay, so also open up at the hip line, and then what we are going to do, just like we did before, we are also going to cover up this point. So hope this makes sense. So guys, so this is it for this other side, and then this is it for this other side. So what we are going to do, these are our hip line, so we are also going to open up the hip line, slash your hip line, then slash this whole point open. Let me take this off. Okay, so just go ahead and then slash open. So guys, so this is it. So also bring this point in. So guys, this is it. So slash to your hip line. Okay, so open up to your hip line. I only wanted to give this point fullness, hence this mark you are seeing here. So I decided to slit up and then just slash to my hip line. Okay, so just open up your hip line, and then this is the other piece. Okay, so this is my hip line. So when you come over to your hip line, just go ahead and then open your hip line. Okay, so from your hip line down, slash to the random line that we created. So what we are going to do now, we are going to go ahead and then cut out on our fabric. Yes, this is it. So what we are going to do, we are going to cut out. So first of all, you are going to pin down this point. Okay, so after pinning, at this point it will be on you. You are going to decide the fullness you want. Okay, so you can either use 3 inch or you use 2 inches. Okay, so I'm going to mark 3 inch. So I'm going to mark 3 inch. So you decide whatever you want. Okay, so hope this makes sense. Decide whatever you want. You have seen my finished look. If you think it's not full enough, then go ahead and add more. Okay, so I'm going to mark the next 3 inches.
So guys, go ahead and do the same thing with the rest. So mark 3 inches apart between each slash point, just as you can see me do. Okay, so mark 3 inches apart.
So guys, so this is it for this. So I don't have enough space here. I would have actually loved to add extra fullness, but regardless, I'm just going to leave it like this.
So guys, go ahead and secure it with pin. So secure especially the back part, so secure every point of it with pin.
So I just hope we are seeing this. My camera distance is not that high. So what we did was we actually added extra 3 inches. Okay, so to the end. So I'm just going to take the measurement of this one, just in case you want to know. Okay, so the last one, the measurement here is roughly 8.5 inch. So we are going to cut out. So before cutting out, we are going to first of all connect this whole together. Okay, so connect them together. So this is it after connecting. So before cutting out, you are going to add your sewing allowance. You are to decide how many inches you want to use. So I'll be using 0.6. This is 1 2 3 4 5 6. So I'll be using 0.6 inches. So guys, after adding your allowance, what you are going to do, you are going to go ahead and then cut out. So guys, so this is it after cutting out. Don't forget to notch where the point where your this thing started from, and also notch at this end. So after notching, go ahead and set it aside. So guys, so just like we did with the other parts, we are going to do the same thing here. Okay, so mark your 3 inches.
So guys, the same thing we did before is what we are going to do. So mark your 3 inches apart between each slash point, as you can see me doing. So the last one, don't forget we actually measured 8.5 inch for the last one, so also measure it and then secure it round.
Okay, so after doing that, just like we did before, you're also going to connect together. So after connecting, remember for me I added 0.6. So whatever allowance you added for joining, go ahead and mark it out. When you are done adding your allowance, go ahead and cut out. So this is it when we are done cutting out. So this is the left side. Then this other one, this is the right side. So I'm going to set this aside. Let's concentrate on this first. So we are going to go ahead and then pleat this. Okay, so just the way it is, go ahead and pleat. Okay, so take this to the next one like this, and then pin down, and then take this to this, and then pin down. Very easy. Okay, so do the same thing to the next one. So when you're done, what we are going to do with this point, just gently pleat it randomly also. You're going to do now, you're going to go over to your machine, and then you are going to join at this point. Okay, so just go over to your machine and then hold this point together. So I'm going to set it aside. So we are going to bring in the other side of it. Just like we did at that point, we are going to do the same thing with this. Okay, so just go ahead and pin down just like we did before. So when you come over at this point, also randomly pleat just like we did at the other side. So you can actually choose to also pleat this point. Okay, so just make sure that this distance is actually covered up. Remember, it's from this point to this point. Okay, so just make sure this distance is covered up. So I'm going to go ahead now and then stitch at this point. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I'll bring it back. So guys, this is it after sewing. Okay, so this is it, and then this is it for this other side. So what we are going to do now, we are going to join this together. Okay, so join it together, right side facing the right side, and then we are going to stitch. Okay, so remember, wherever your notch is where you are going to stop. So this is where my notch is, so I'm going to stop at exact that point. So I'm going to go over to my machine. So whatever inches you added, for me I added 0.6, so I'm going to join by 0.6. I'll go over to my machine and do that, and then I'll bring it back. So guys, so this is it after sewing. So I already went ahead to sew. Okay, so this is it, and then this is the inside. Okay, so I'm yet to iron this. So remember, we actually cut off 1.5 inch. So this is my 1.5 inch band. It's actually 4 inches, and then I fold in half inch. I fold in half inch on the other side, and then the remaining 3 inches I fold it into 2. Okay, so this is 1.5 inch. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go over to my machine and then fix my band. Okay, so after fixing my band, then I'm going to fix my zip. Okay, so go ahead, fix your band. After fixing your band, then go ahead and fix your zip. Okay, so guys, so what I want you to know is that for the back, we are going to actually sew it to the end. It's not going to have slits at the back, so you are going to sew to the end. Then after that, go ahead and fix your zip. So for hemming, you have to choose what you want to do with the hemming. You can choose to actually weave it. You can choose to just fold in half inch and then sew. So I'll go ahead and do that, and then I will share the finished look with us. Thank you so much for watching.
So guys, here comes the finished look. So thank you so much for watching. So if you find this video helpful, please like, comment, share with your friends. Thank you so much, and then the top tutorial will be up soon.
Thank you so much. I will see you on my next video.